Alright, so you've probably watched my casting video as far as my casting rods, what I'm throwing for this year, and what I've been throwing, and how I have them paired up. So we're going to start now going into my spinning rod setups. This video is going to be a lot shorter, so if you made it through the other one that was almost a half hour long, I appreciate that very, very much. But this is going to be talking about the spinning rods that I have in my boat. Some of these are not mine, some of these are Misty's, but you know, what's hers is hers and what's mine is hers, you know what I mean? Picking up what I'm saying there. But anyway, spinning rods are a love-hate relationship for me. If I have a spinning rod out, it's because I can't catch them casting, cranking, doing whatever on the casting side of things. I would much rather catch them casting on a casting rod. I just feel like I have a lot more power and I can actually get them in and not have to worry about losing a lot of them. However, when I go to St. Clair fishing and stuff like that, when I'm smallmouthing, 99% of what I do is on a spinning rod. So let's dig through I guess I only have 8 spinning rods in my boat right now, which again, you can see the difference between the amount of rods and spinning side I have than I had on the casting rod side. There's a reason for that. I love fishing spinning rod stuff, don't get me wrong, but I feel like that there's less variation of things that I'm going to be throwing, so that's why I don't have a ton of rods in my boat. Well, I mean, 8 rods is still a ton, but I'm not going to go super over the top with spinning rods. So let's get started. Again, these are in no particular order. Again, this is no way a flex or nothing, you know, I'm not bragging about these things. Again, I'm very lucky to be affiliated with Shimano and G Loomis through the tackle box in South Point, Ohio. So again, hard work and determination will get you wherever you'd like to be in life. So I encourage you to try. So thank you guys out there for watching this video. Let's dig into my 8 spinning rods that I have in my boat. First and foremost, this is a Shimano Zodius, the old style. Notice that it still has foam here, but it doesn't have the carbon handle, which I'm going to show you in just a second. But this is a 273, so 1 means casting in Shimano, 2 means spinning. So this is a 273, so this is a 7 foot 3 inch medium heavy. I have this paired with a Stratics CI4, which is one of the most hands down great reels that Shimano has ever made. Sadly, this reel has been discontinued. The new Stratics are, the Stratic FLs are metal frame, where the Stratics CI4 was actually a carbon frame, a lot lighter. I have this, 99% of the reels that I have are 3000 series. I'd say 85% because I only have 8 of them are the 3000 series. They do, in a lot of the gear, a lot of the spinning rod side of things or spinning reel side of things, it does give you a little bit faster retrieve, but it's not a huge deal for my opinion when I'm talking about that. Again, not all reels are that way, but the reason I choose to fish the 3000 series on all my spinning rods is for this T-handle right here. People have a love-hate relationship with these things. They either say they absolutely love them or they absolutely hate them. I'm on the love them camp. That's where I'm at. I love these T-handles. It also gives you more line on the reel spool itself. A 2500 and 3000 series Shimano spinning reel, 99% of the time have the same body and same rotor. The spool is just bigger and they have a paddle handle, or the T handle here. 173 medium heavy Shimano Zodius, old style, again, foam handle, the EVA foam handle. Love this rod. Throwing a wacky rig right here. This is a great rod for, I love it for drop shotting. This is my favorite drop shot rod that I own right now. I'm going to be picking up a DSR drop shot rod, G Loomis NRX Plus this winter. But this rod here is one of my all-time favorite rods that that gets used a lot of times. This thing is very, very versatile. 173, medium heavy. I have 15-pound Power Pro Super Slick V2 to an 8-pound test Sunline FC Sniper leader. Again, that is a 16th, or I'm sorry, it's an 8th ounce Jackal tungsten wacky rig. Head on there. Phenomenal all-around rod when it comes to spinning rod. Again, old style Zodius, 273, medium heavy, is a phenomenal rod for a lot of different stuff. Next up is going to be one of my favorite all-time rods that I've ever put in my boat as far as the spinning rod series goes. On the old NRX line, I used to love the 852S JWR. This is just the NRX Plus. This is a newer version. This has multi-taper design and a few other things, but this is hands down the rod that I pick up more often than not because its versatility is unmatched. This thing is amazing. Super light, super sensitive, obviously coming in from the NRX lineup. Have this paired up with a Vanford 3000 again. You have the paddle handle there. The reel spool is just cut a little deeper, allows more line. Again, this is still 15-pound Power Pro Super Slick V2, but it's in the high vis yellow that's not made anymore. That tells you how long this line's been on here. It's been on here for a better part of 4 years, and I never have a problem with it. I'm always running a leader to it, and I'm always running usually 8 to 10 pound, maybe 12 pound, wherever I'm at, Sunline FC Sniper leader. But this is the G-Loomis NRX Plus 852S JWR, most versatile spinning rod that I own. Next up, the grand poobah of any spinning rod that I own. This is the Batmo reel, as I like to call it. This is a Shimano X-Sense. And if you've never fished an X-Sense, boy howdy, this thing is phenomenal. This is on an 822S shaky head rod, SYR. A lot of people get this confused with the DSR, which is a drop shot rod, because they're both 822. What's the difference? Well, I will tell you that the drop shot rod, the shaky head rod here has a little bit more backbone than the drop shot rod. Again, they're both 822Ss. This one has a little bit more backbone, where the drop shot rod has more tip, in my opinion. Again, shaky head rod, you see that I have this paired up with a shaky head rod. This is, again, is the 822 SYR G-Loomis NRX Plus, phenomenal rod. But this reel right here is my favorite reel I've ever fished on the spinning rod side. Is it expensive? Absolutely. But is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. I like this reel better than the Stella, and that's saying something. 15-pound Power Pro Super Slick V2, high vis yellow. Again, not made anymore. Again, you can see, actually I'm lying to you, this is moonshine. This is a moonshine collar, so this is a fairly new reel. Spool of line does fade over time. One thing I will tell you, don't throw your spools of your braid away. Take this line and reel it onto another spinning rod and use the back half of the line to save yourself a lot of money in the long run, because this braid doesn't have the memory that fluorocarbon or even mono has. G-Loomis NRX Plus. This is an 822 SYR, which is a shaky head rod paired with the X-Sense. Again, you can see here that you gotta love the old T-handle. This is a 3000 MHG X-Sense. Hands down my favorite reel that I own on the spinning rod side. One of Misty's rods right here, and again, you can see this is a Zodius, but it does have the carbon handle that we were talking about, that I was talking about earlier. See that she's got this thing paired up with one of the Ned rigs that I pour. This is a 7-foot medium light new Shimano Zodius, phenomenal rod. And we talked about the Stratic FL a second ago. This is what the Stratic now looks like. Again, metal frame where it's not carbon frame. You're getting a lot of cool features in this reel. I'm not going to go into it. If you guys are interested in seeing about this reel, I do have real reviews on my channel. But this rod right here, the 7-foot medium light new Shimano Zodius, or the newer version with the carbon handle, is a phenomenal value. I have this thing paired up with, again, 15-pound Power Pro Super Slick V2 moonshine collar, because I buy it in bulk. I like to be able to see my rod and reel again, but this is one of Misty's setups. Phenomenal rod, phenomenal reel for the money. Really versatile. The medium light action is great for things like this. Ned rig, sorry, and a small drop shot, small Texas rig. She's even thrown crankbaits on this thing. Really cool, really versatile rod for a 7-foot medium light Zodius, again with the Shimano Stratic FL. Now let's talk about one of my least used rods in this boat. This is a Poison Adrena. As you guys notice in my casting rod, I absolutely love the Poison Adrena series, but this Poison Adrena right here is less used in my boat because I feel like that the rod length to the rod power is not matched really well. This is a 2.611, so it's two is a spinning rod, again, as I said before. This is a 6'11" medium heavy. This thing, if it was a 7'3", 7'4" rod, 7'3", 7'4" rod, this would be a phenomenal rod. I feel like there's too much rod here for the length. It's really stiff. That's why I have it paired with the tube here. Really phenomenal for those big smallmouth Lake St. Clair, Lake Erie. Allows me to get those things up off the bottom and get them to the boat quicker and allow me to make more casts. This thing doesn't get a lot of use in my boat down here in the south or southern part of Ohio. I do throw it sometimes. I like this rod for heavier Texas rigs if I'm throwing something finesse. I like throwing a weedless Ned rig on this rod as well. Doesn't seem like it would boat as well, but it does. This is a phenomenal rod for that. You're not going to be wanting to throw crankbaits or anything like this. It's just too stiff for that, in my opinion. I love the rod. Don't get me wrong. It's an amazing rod, but it's just not, doesn't get as much use in my boat down here in the southern Ohio part. But if I'm at Lake St. Clair, I either have this in my hand or I'm going to have probably the 2-power NRX Plus that I just showed you. Paired up with a 2500 Vanford, you can see the difference between the handle and that T-handle. This is just the paddle handle that you have. The rod, or the reel spool, is a little shallower, so it holds less line. This is, again, Power Pro, Super Slick V2, 15-pound test. This is an Onyx, again, going to an 8-pound test, Sunline FC Sniper, leader. I use my braid for years, man. I've never had a problem with doing that. I never break my braid. It's always the leader that breaks. And again, just to show you guys a little bit of a cost-saving advantages, when you're done with a spool of braid, don't just rip it off of there. Reel it from one reel into the other. Make sure you're using backer, obviously. And that will allow you to get double the use out of your braid, and it's going to cut your costs for braid in half. Next up is going to be an older style Zodius. Again, does have the EVA foam handle here. Notice that I have this set up for drop shotting. This is another phenomenal drop shot rod. Again, you can see the Stratics CI4 Plus keeps coming in here. This is not a new reel. Matter of fact, again, they're discontinued. This thing is a phenomenal reel. 3000 series, you can tell by the paddle handle here, has more line available. This is a 273 medium light plus. Great rod. I love the extra length. You know, again, so this is a 7'3" medium plus. Has a lot of tip, but the backbone here is kind of more of a medium heavy-ish with a really light tip, making it for a phenomenal drop shot rod. 3000 series product. Stratics CI4 Plus, sorry, again, no longer made, amazing reels, 15-pound, Power Pro, Super Slick V2, you already know, 8-pound test, leader, usually a 10 on this because I just feel like that I get better hookup ratios with this rod with 10-pound test leaders. I like the EVA foam handle. These old Zodius rods are not to be overlooked. If you find somebody selling these things, they're amazing. The new carbon handles are awesome too. Again, this is a medium plus rod. Really like it for drop shots. It is probably one of my favorite drop shot rods that I own right now. Last but not least, a couple of lower end rods. This is one of Shimano's nicer rods that they made. Matter of fact, I don't even think they make the X Age anymore. For the price, these things were $100 MSRP, which is really cool. Have this paired up with a 2500 Nasci, N-A-S-C-I, Nasci, however you guys want to pronounce it. It's totally up to you. This reel right here for the bang for your buck is absolutely amazing. Really good. I have these rods spooled up with monofilament actually, because you can see here that she throws crankbaits a lot. Throws a lot of fast moving baits and stuff on these rods and reels. So I have these paired up with just cheap monofilament. It's easy to replace. It's not a ton of money for as much as she fishes a few times a year. If I have to replace this every time she goes out, I'm not breaking the bank. It does have some more memory to them, as you know, as more than fluorocarbon. But I like the stretch in the line, allowing the crankbaits and stuff to have a better hookup ratio. Again, 2500 Nasci. Again, this is an X Age, just to make sure that I'm telling you the truth. This is a 6'8" medium, so it's a 6'8" medium heavy Nasci, I'm sorry, X Age rod. No longer made, but I like the cork and the EVA foam handles here. The reel seat is really comfortable. Not going to talk a lot about this rod because it's no longer made. Next up is going to be another X Age. This is actually paired up with an Ultegra. See that we have this paired up with a swim bait rod. Again, she throws a lot of stuff that's fast moving baits. This X Age is actually 7-foot medium rod. Again, cork handle, 10 to I think this is 10-pound monofilament. Again, I don't know what kind of mono it is. I think it's Stren. I get it spooled at the tackle box. Works really well. This rod is phenomenal for a $100 rod. Can't buy it anymore, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. And the Ultegra, guys, bang for the buck also. Really good rod for reel for any time, but definitely looking at that in the entry level stuff, the Nasci, Ultegra, great rods, or great reels for the money. So that does it for us today, guys. That shows you my spinning rod setup, what I have them paired with, and why I use them. And again, this is in no way a flex or a brag. I do own some really high quality stuff. I'm super thankful for that, and it couldn't be possible without people just like you out there watching my channel, so I appreciate that. The drive for 6,000 subscribers is starting now until the end of 2023. So I am super pumped up to get out and bring you guys some more fishing content. If you guys like this, make sure you hit that like and share this stuff out, and definitely hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post new content. If you want to see something or you want to go fishing or you're in my area, let me know. We'll make it happen. And if you guys can, you guys know the routine. Get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on Another Line.